Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Colosseum. In the last episode, we took the first knockout challenge here at the Deep Colosseum and fought Mirror B for the third and final time. This time, we are going to be re-entering the Colosseum. Off-screen, I went ahead and fought Dakim, Venus, and Ein, so we are already on the fifth and final round here. And, every time you beat a Cypher admin, you will get a new email from Net. This is Net. I'm getting information about the Deep King, but slowly. He does sound like an expert trainer, though. I wonder what kind of Pokemon he uses. This is Net. I've been slowly getting more information on the trainer Deep King. He apparently uses a Shadow Shuckle. He could be very tenacious. This is Net. There's a rumor that Deep King is entered in the knockout tourney at the Deep Colosseum. Wes, you've got to enter too and show up His Highness. Can't argue with that. So, as Net called him His Highness, is, one of the strongest trainers in Pokemon Colosseum. Not the strongest, one of the strongest, though. Actually, he might be the strongest. At least in the story mode. I guess we'll just have to see. While I'm speeding up the fights against the normal trainers that lead up to him, I will be going over the movesets for Dakim, Venus, and Ein's Pokemon. So, yeah, here are those. I'll see you guys when we get to the Deep King. Starting off with Dakim in the Deep Colosseum, he has Claydol, level 63, Ground Psychic type, Levitate for the ability, knowing the moves Psychic, Earthquake, Sunny Day, and Solar Beam. Flygon is level 64, Ground Dragon type, Levitate for the ability, knowing the moves Fire Blast, Earthquake, Sunny Day, and Solar Beam. Swampert is level 65, Water Ground type, Torrent for the ability, knowing the moves Muddy Water, Earthquake, Ice Beam, and Protect. Solrock is level 64, Rock Psychic type, Levitate for the ability, knowing the moves Rock Slide, Earthquake, Sunny Day, and Explosion. Houndoom is level 65, Dark Fire type, Early Bird for the ability, knowing the moves Protect, Fire Blast, Sunny Day, and Solar Beam. If you didn't catch Entei before, that is what his Houndoom will be. Next up is Venus. Venus has Blissey, level 65, Normal type, Serene Grace for the ability, knowing the moves Attract, Water Pulse, Flamethrower, and Psychic. Dusclops, level 64, Ghost type, Pressure for the ability, knowing the moves Attract, Confuse Ray, Will-O-Wisp, and Shadow Punch. Raichu, level 63, Electric type, Static for the ability, knowing the moves Thunderbolt, Attract, Thunder Wave, and Sweet Kiss. Meganium, level 64, Grass type, Overgrow for the ability, knowing the moves Leech Life, Giga Drain, Attract, and Ingrain. And Milotic, level 65, Water type, Marvel Scale for the ability, knowing the moves Attract, Ice Beam, Confuse Ray, and Hydro Pump. If you failed to catch Suicune, she will have that in place of her Milotic. And finally we have Ein. Ein has Mantine, level 64, Water Flying type, Swift Swim for the ability, knowing the moves Rain Dance, Confuse Ray, Toxic, and Twister. Rhydon, level 63, Ground Rock type, Lightning Rod for the ability, knowing the moves Rock Blast, Toxic, Earthquake, and Protect. Gyarados, level 64, Water Flying type, Intimidate for the ability, knowing the moves Hydro Pump, Thunder, Earthquake, and Rain Dance. Crobat, level 65, Poison Flying type, Inner Focus for the ability, knowing the moves Bite, Confuse Ray, Toxic, and Protect. And Manectric, level 65, Electric type, Lightning Rod for the ability, knowing the moves Bite, Thunder, Toxic, and Protect. If you didn't catch Raikou, his Manectric will be replaced by it. So the trainers leading up to this were kind of pathetic. I've only been recording for 10 minutes, and like 2 minutes was me preparing to start recording. Key, you're challenging me? You don't know what you're in for! Deep King Agnol. He has the highest level Pokemon you can find anywhere throughout the entire game. He is going to be leading with Skarmory, level 66, Steel Flying type, Sturdy for the ability, so Sheer Cold won't work on it. Knowing the moves Steel Wing, Drill Peck, Sand Attack, and Return. I dropped something. It was my controller. As well as Girafarig, level 68, Normal Psychic type, Early Bird for the ability, so it will wake up in half the normal time when put to sleep, knowing the moves Return, Psychic, Light Screen, and Thunderbolt. His Pokemon have some really good type combinations. They are immune or otherwise not very affected by most types. Like, you have to have, like, super specific type combinations to deal a lot of damage to any of his Pokemon. I'm gonna go ahead and use Reflect and Thunderbolt on Skarmory. So yeah, his Pokemon just have really good types. His whole strategy is just using Pokemon that have unique types. In fact, every Pokemon on his team actually has a type that is unique to them in Generation 3. Some of them have had new additions to their typings since then, but that's his team's theme. Sableye. Sableye is level 69. Yes, you can laugh. Dark Ghost type. Keen Eye for the ability. Knowing the moves Feint Attack, Shadow Ball, Aerial Ace, and Confuse Ray. So Sableye is unique in that it is one of the only Pokemon in the entire series who literally has no weaknesses at all. It can be neutrally affected by a lot of types, but there's not a single way you can get a super effective move off on it. So my strategy here is really just to be kind of careful, because most of his Pokemon aren't that dangerous, but like, it's undeniable that a good few of them actually are. The fact that he set up Light Screen right away is actually kind of annoying. If he's sending out what I think he is next, then yep, this is why. Kingdra, level 70, Water Dragon type, Swift Swim for the ability, so if you set up Rain, it will have double of the normal speed, knowing the moves Hydro Pump, Dragon Breath, Ice Beam, and Attract. Thank God it's male, because this is the main reason I brought Espeon along in the front of the party. I'm kind of just letting that Girafarig sit there, because it's not really doing much. I need to get rid of this Kingdra, because that Hydro Pump deals a ton of damage to whatever it targets. Level 70 is actually the highest level for any Pokemon we'll be seeing throughout the entire game, so this thing is no joke. DeBest. DeBest might not be the best choice, but that's what I'm going with. Psychic. Targeting DeBest, of course. I don't know why you'd target Solaris with it. Psychic on Kingdra. Brick Break on Girafarig. Okay. At least with that Brick Break, we'll get rid of the Light Screen that Girafarig set up too. And deal a small amount of damage, but it's enough. That was my only real purpose for needing the best in this battle, so hopefully it doesn't just set up another Light Screen. Or if it does, hopefully I get rid of that Kingdra first. I'm gonna go for Midnight next. Psychic. Doesn't affect Midnight. Great. Psychic and Bite. Okay, we go first, so that Kingdra is gone. This battle's going super well. We just took care of the strongest Pokemon in the entire game, so... Shedinja is level 68, Bug Ghost type, Wonder Guard for the ability, knowing the moves Silver Wind, Shadow Ball, Confuse Ray, and Dig. If you do not have a move that is super effective on Shedinja, you've lost. The only way you can damage Shedinja is with super effective moves, and the only way it can knock itself out is with Struggle, which Pokemon start to use if they've used up all the PP for all their moves. Now, there is another way. You can just use Toxic on it, it'll go down in one turn. A lot of people just seem to forget that and get really stressed out about Shedinja, but it's completely helpless against Toxic and Will-O-Wisp and any other move that like gives it a status effect. So I'm just gonna go for Bite because it's easier. Like, it has a 100% chance of hitting as opposed to Toxic, which has a 90% chance, or 85% chance in this generation. There goes Shedinja. Alright. Finally, he has Shuckle. And, as Net told us, this is a Shadow Pokemon. Shuckle is level 45, Bug Rock type, sturdy for the ability, knowing the moves Shadow Rush, Encore, Rest, and Bide. As a Pokemon, Shuckle is absurdly good at defending itself, but that's all it's good at. Its defense and its special defense are its only good stats. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. The fact that those stats are so high makes it by far the most powerful dedicated wall in the entire series, arguably. Like, you could say other Pokemon are better when they're able to do more than just defend, but with how good Shuckle is at defending, I mean, there's not much you can say against it. The main thing is, I'm trying to think of words here. Okay, since all Shuckle can really do is defend, you're probably going to end up putting moves like Toxic on it before anything else, and, like, that's all it can really do. And since we're seeing the Shadow Pokemon at basically the very end of the game, I can't really recommend it. If it was earlier in the game, this is one of few games in the Pokemon series where I can actually recommend using a dedicated wall on your team, but just because of how late it shows up, I would only use Shuckle if you're going to want it for the last few battles we have coming up. Anyway, it's just Shadow Rushing itself to death. Because its attack stat is pathetic. It's done like 2 damage maybe total. Okay. I'm just gonna start throwing balls at it already because it's just a bug type. So I'm gonna use net balls. And, let's use Return. I know that will do almost no damage to it, despite being, like, 20 levels higher than it. I see. You are skilled. Thank you, Agnol. I like your mask. Congratulations, you're the champion. You battled fabulously. Please accept your cash prize of 9,984 Pokédollars. That's the lowest prize we've gotten so far. Because that's just the round 5 amount for most Colosseums. Anyway. With that, we actually got a Dragon Claw TM after we beat Ein, so Accumula, you finally get a Dragon-type move, and like near the very end of the game. Goodbye, Rain Dance. I've used Thunder more without Rain Dance than I have with Rain Dance. But anyway, I think it's time we finally leave this cave because it just feels gross. Alright. How about we go see Nat? I don't know if this is actually something you have to do, but it just feels right. We've caught every Shadow Pokemon, so why not? Wes, you've done it! Yeah. Thanks, buddy. What have I done? Oh, Wes, did you go to Cypher's headquarters? Are both of you okay? No. Oh, really? But you both look okay. But you're making me worried. Oh, well, I feel bad now. Okay, well, I know there's more to do, but okay, well, next time in Pokemon Colosseum, I guess we'll be seeing what else we can do around the Ore region. See you guys then.